Hey everybody, it is Mattie here with Altcoin Buzz. We missed each other yesterday on Hump Day, but here we are on Thursday and the weekend is almost here. So to get you into that certain kind of mood, I'm going to encourage you guys by letting you know how much cryptocurrency you're going to need to be part of the 1%, the global financial elite. Hint, it's probably less than you think. We're taking a look by way of Chris at Navcoin, a special project and their community fund. We're also looking at some of the very promising comments made by former President Bill Clinton, who said that blockchain is, quote, staggeringly great. Alicia's going to lead us through that. But let's begin, as always, on altcoinbuzz.io. You may have noticed we've gotten a little bit of a facelift here, a little bit of a makeover. So this is temporary, guys. This is an interim template that you're seeing here, but yes, there are new additions, there are changes being made to the website. So this is not final, this is going to change again, but hey, stay tuned because we have some interesting things that are in the pipeline, no doubt about it. So here we have an article by Luke. Survey shows that Wall Street thinks cryptocurrencies have bottomed, but Twitter users doubt it. So with all the Twitter bots being removed from the platform, Twitter can now be properly used again, thank God. This week, Fundstrat managing partner and head of research Tom Lee took it upon himself to do a survey amongst Twitter users. The outcome, Twitter users and Wall Street institutions do not see eye to eye on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So in a nutshell, you have Wall Street institutions that are of the opinion that we have seen a bottom with Bitcoin, but Twitter users think that Bitcoin has plenty more room to fall. So with that, writes Luke, it seems that Wall Street institutions and Twitter users are split on Bitcoin. Institutions, usually the more cautious ones, are currently more optimistic when it comes to calling a Bitcoin bottom than Twitter users, which is kind of a reversal from at least my expectations going into this. So not exactly the most scientific survey in the world, but you still had 9,500 responses. When Tom Lee asked, quote, when do you think Bitcoin will bottom? 44% of Twitter users responded that Bitcoin has already hit its low for the year, while 54% of institutions asked at a private dinner say the worst is over for beaten down Bitcoin prices. So let me ask, which camp do you all out there fall into? I'd like to think that we've hit a bottom, but I don't know. Nothing surprises me anymore in this market. Something's got to happen soon, one way or the other, to the top side, to the bottom side. Let's see. But as Luke writes, given the slight bounce of major cryptocurrencies in the past few hours, it is likely that due to market exhaustion and seller fatigue, we're running out of sellers. So it's likely that Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies will record minor gains in the short term. Let us know what you think about that. Where do you side when it comes to this issue? Do you take the side of Wall Street? Do you take the side of pessimistic Twitter users? Let us know in the comments below. In more optimistic news, however, this is going to make you feel rich if you've been accumulating your Bitcoin on the lows, if you've been buying it at a bargain. So this article by way of CCN, Bitcoin is still at an early stage. If you hold 0.28 Bitcoin, you're part of the 1%. So this just comes down to a little bit of arithmetic. Due to the fixed supply of Bitcoin, former Google product director Steve Lee stated that only 1% of the world's population can own, mathematically, more than 0.28 Bitcoin. And this just breaks down by the numbers. Quote, if you own 0.28 BTC and HODL, you can be certain no more than 1% of the current world's population can ever own more Bitcoin than you. A modest investment of $1,830 today can ensure you are a 1%er in a future Bitcoin world, as Lee explained. And this is only because, right, if you do the math, there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin. Many of those are going to be lost forever. So if you look at some of the current distributions, this is based on a world population of about 7.5 billion. And based on the estimate that the supply of Bitcoin is around 17 million, because again, about 4 million will have been lost by the time we ever hit 21 million, assuming more aren't lost. So taking all those considerations and factors into account, only 0.8% of the world population can own more than 0.28 Bitcoin, and less than 0.2% of the population can own more than 1 Bitcoin. So let us know in the comments below if you are a 1%er. If not, do you plan on delaying gratification and picking up Bitcoin on the cheap so that one day you will be in that elite financial 1% category? Let us know. If you want to check out the original tweet, you can check it out here. Steve Lee, if you own 0.28 Bitcoin and HODL, you can be certain no more than 1% of the current world's population can ever own more Bitcoin than you. A modest investment. We went over this, so you can check out the original tweet if you like. We're going to link to that in the description below. With other news here by way of Chris, Navcoin and their community fun. What is this all about? Well, Navcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency that uses peer-to-peer in order to operate. It is open source and anyone can participate. The block time is 30 seconds and uses proof of stake as its consensus mechanism. In the future, they will be implementing Lightning Network, which will allow cross-chain atomic swaps with supported currencies. Navcoin was built on the framework that, quote, when people are free to act in their own best interests, they naturally work in the best interests of society also. I'd like to think that. Hopefully that's true. So Chris goes over the details here as far as the mechanics and some of the technicals regarding staking. There's incentive for investors to vote in the direction they want to see. Once accepted, the payments are distributed to the project. And every year you have 250,000 NAV, which are accumulated into this community fund. There's a 20,000 NAV bug bounty to anyone who can hack the fund. No one has direct access to the fund or the ability to change how it is distributed. And the only way NAV can be spent out of the fund is by the voting mechanism. And if you're really keen to learn about more of the technical details, we're going to link to that on the BitHub. So you guys can see for yourselves here which exchanges Navcoin is listed on. At the time of Chris's publication of this article, it was trading at around 35 cents. I believe it's up a little bit higher. Okay, so 37.5 cents today. Not too bad. Do be sure to check out their website here at navcoin.org. Here's all that information you can look into regarding their GitHub, Navcoin Community Fund technical paper. It's a little bit dense, but for you all out there, we know we got some bright members of the Altcoin Buzz army, so don't be shy. Finally, in the news today, another, I'd say, uplifting piece. Blockchain is staggeringly great, says former U.S. President Bill Clinton. So he's got the opinion on blockchain that's a pretty positive one. In his speech at Ripple's annual Swell conference in San Francisco, what is he doing there? He emphasized that the, quote, permutations and possibilities of blockchain technology are staggeringly great. So he spoke with Gene Sperling at the conference, who was his economic advisor from 1996 to 2001. They spoke about various issues like foreign policy and culture, blockchain, and crypto. That is when Bill Clinton noted that, quote, this whole blockchain deal has the potential it does only because it's applicable across national borders and income groups. The permutations and possibilities are staggeringly great. So Clinton talked about how he received his first Bitcoin back in 2016 from an entrepreneur, Mattie. He admitted that the blockchain's future is big. However, he also made sure to note that, quote, we could ruin it all by negative identity politics and economic and social policy. Think about that. Appealing to the currently polarized American society. Now, Bill Clinton is hardly the first prominent world leader to speak positively about cryptocurrency and about blockchain. You can take a look. Alicia sums up comments made here by Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, among others. And there's all kinds of variables in the news and in politics to consider here. It's got to be taken with a grain of salt. Alicia does a great job of summing some of those up. So if you want to take a look at what those are, then do be sure to check out the links in this article. But nonetheless, that's a very strong quote. It's not taken out of context. Again, what Bill Clinton is doing at a Ripple conference, I'm not so sure. Hey, he likes his paid speeches, but that's good news. That's a good quote, and it's not too bad for this industry that we find ourselves in as crypto enthusiasts. If you want to check out Mattie Roszak's Twitter, again, he's the advisor to Bill Clinton, or was from 1996 to 2001. We're going to link to his Twitter in the description below. And with that, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, do be sure you're following Altcoin Buzz and Altcoin Buzz News on Twitter. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Telegram. It's almost the weekend. We are close. And if you choose to invest, I wish you happy investing. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and notified by clicking the bell because we put out new content every day. Have a wonderful Thursday out there, guys. We're going to see you again soon in a new video. Take care.